Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Pony 411. This is episode 127 for the week of December 6th. I am Alca7raz, and with me is Nemesis.
Psychonauts 2 is a thing.
It is a thing. Ignore the naysayers, go fund it.
Please.
I love the first game, I cannot wait till the next one. So yes, on to Pony things. We're in the hiatus, but we still have another episode before we go to bi-weekly. We got a handful of news, and we've got a quick overview discussion of the season to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a comic to talk about, and we've got
Yes.
some fan content to go along with that.
Probably
So,
too much.
Probably too much. We might have to compress some things here and there. So anyway, let's get on to the news. If you'd like to follow along, you can find all of our show notes at pony411.libsyn.com/show notes. Remember, that's LIBSYN. So go there, click the link for this episode, and let's get to this. In convention news, PonyCon NYC has announced Agnes Garboska and Ashley Ball.
She doesn't make that many convention appearances.
She doesn't, and
Probably
once
because of
she-
the whole band thing.
Yeah, that's probably the reason. Hey Oceans, I think they're pretty popular, actually. Yeah, I just wish she'd come to conventions on this side of the country.
Womp womp.
I need her
I think
autograph.
she would, because, well...
She's
most
been
of-
here before.
Well, vocal recordings up in, Canada, BC, so...
Yeah,
It's not very
but,
far from where we are.
Depends on where she's touring.
Yes.
She has, I missed my chance. A couple years back, she was touring in Seattle twice.
And you
It's
blew
like,
it.
oh, I blew it. Maybe next time. Come
Shame.
back to us. Anyway, moving on. Andrea Libman will be attending Winnie City PonyCon. So, hooray. She does a lot of conventions.
Yeah,
I think
she Peter
out
knew.
of- I think she's attends the most conventions out of all the staff.
Kathy Westlock also does a lot, too.
Yeah, I can't remember. I looked at the list, and she's quite up there. Jen Blake will be attending Everfree Northwest.
She's one of the comic artists.
Yep. Quick bit fandom news. The Game Loft Pony game has a few updates. First off, Starlight Glimmer is available in the game, and she's expensive.
Yeah, even on sale, she's expensive.
Yeah, don't know why, but she is. She's there. If you have the...
She should be equal in price to everything else.
Yes, she has. Well, she should be. Moon Dancer has also been revealed, and soon they're going to allow for transferring saves data. You can link devices.
I didn't catch whether or not he'd let you, I think it's all singular OS, or is it across OSs?
I don't know. I can't remember that part.
I would
but
suspect it's just on a single OS.
maybe. Game data is game data.
I know.
think you can
but
do them.
it's
but
how they save it changes between devices.
potentially, yep. So that's the thing. If you play on multiple devices, you won't have to try and manually sync the data files. In merchandise news, the posable action play MLP figure packs are now available on Amazon.
Yes, this is basically, I think, the posable figures with the actual accessories in
Yeah.
the bigger boxes. And a mod cutout.
And a mod for the Swan boat.
So I guess that means...
So Applejack's got the Twilight cardboard cutout for the truck.
Yep.
And Pinky's got a mod
For her
cutout
swan.
for a swan. Not entirely certain what that's about, but if they can have a truck, they can have a swan boat, I guess. The images of the Twilight and Fluttershy sleepover Equestria Girls mini dolls in their packaging have appeared, and those and the Applejack and Rarity scene sets with their full packaging are now listed on Amazon.
Yes. Still no prices, though.
Yep.
Although Smith's was listing it in such a way that I was kind of right that these play packs are going to be like $12, $13, it looks like. So I was right.
Yay, we were right. You were right. One of us was right. GM Barrow's new book now has a title. It's Lyra and Bonbon and the Mares from Smile.
Gee, I wonder what that's referencing.
Secret agent. Yep.
Best friends.
Best friends. Hashtag best friends. The Funko Mod and Cheese Sandwich vinyls are appearing in stores, and the Cheese Sandwich ones is available online for pre-order.
Hot Topic
Hot
stores.
Topic. Should say that, yes. In comic news, Friends Forever Trade Paperback Volume 5 is out. It's been released.
Mm-hmm.
And Volume 6 is available for pre-order on Amazon.
Surprise.
Yep. A preview for the comic issue number 37, the main series, is available on iTunes. A few single-frame previews from upcoming comic issues have been dropped by a couple of the artists. One by Heather Bruckle and 2 by Agnes Garboska. It appears someone has made a bit of an oops. The holiday special was released on iTunes. It has been pulled down, and some stores were selling it early.
Yeah, we don't have it, so
Yeah.
we're not
going to
talk about it until the
release.
next issue or episode.
Yeah.
After it comes out.
But
Sorry.
yeah, some people did get their hands on it early. So watch for spoilers if that's a thing. In Equestria Girls news, Friendship Games is available on Netflix.
Yep, they announced in the date for the next day. There's announcement here. It's coming out.
It's coming out, and it's out.
Yeah, pretty much. So like, that all happened while between episodes.
Yeah. In Friendship is Magic news, Richard Newman, a voice of Cranky Doodle Donkey, among other things, has joined Twitter.
Right, Ox.
Yep. So, assemble and flood him.
Be nice.
Yes, be nice. A Friends Across Equestria DVD from Shout Factory is now listed on Amazon. It's one of those collection DVDs, but we don't know exactly what's on it yet, though we can probably guess.
Probably at least the map episodes has 3 of them.
Yeah.
And it probably has 2 others. I'm not sure which ones, though.
Yeah.
It's going to come out in March.
Yep. And in our last little bit of news, Weird Al has expressed interest in doing more work for MLP.
Huh.
Big
More
Jim,
cheese sandwich?
Yeah, more cheese sandwich. And Big Jim actually looked quite receptive. Wants to get him on too. Not certain if anything will happen from that, but we shall see. It shall be interesting. That is the news.
All done.
Yep, all done. Got through it pretty quick. So, first order of discussion, we have a comic. Go ahead and take that one away, Nemesis.
The new comic just came out that officially came out and wasn't a mistake. It was Friends Forever number 23. It was written by Ted Anderson and the art was Tony Fleeks. Yes, that combo again. But anyway, it's Applejack and Fluttershy, and they're basically what it is. They're going camping because, well, they just want to be quiet in nature, that sort of stuff.
They're taking a vacation.
Yeah, just a little vacation because that's the sort of thing they enjoy. And then they get interrupted when a whole bunch of ponies come out looking for the Pegasus, thanks to a story from Nosy News, the reporter at Canterlot Daily. And from there, yeah, things happen. And it's crazy.
It does.
This was actually pretty good. Not fantastic, not terrible, but pretty good. And for that combo, I'll be honest, that's actually high praise. Yeah, it was fun. It had a little some nice things. There's a nice little bit where just the flat what from Applejack I liked.
What?
And, yeah, it was a fun issue. And I think Fleeks is finally improving. I think I've said it before, but Fleeks is improving.
I did actually enjoy the art on this one for Fleeks. I liked it.
So it was a fun one.
Yeah.
I don't really have a whole lot to say without spoiling it. Just, there's a lot of goofy little jokes. A lot of the panels are well done, and it's just fun to see. And just there's sometimes occasional little background things in there. So I think go check it out.
Yeah, go get it. I like it.
Yeah, I guess that's it.
Yeah,
Thankfully.
Without spoiling the main point of the comic, that's about all we can say.
It's very silly.
Yeah, it was silly. I liked it.
Even referenced previous issue, I think. No, reference a previous episode. That's what it was.
Yeah. That's the comic. The other order of business we are going to attempt to have an overview discussion of the entirety of Season 5, sort of like what we did mid-season hiatus.
Probably should focus a little bit on first second half first, and then kind of...
we are going to try and focus on that first. So, basically just what we thought of overall. The second half of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so as an overview, just what we thought about this half, the second half, and such like that. I thought it held up along with the second half. It was pretty good. It was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I think the second half may have had more mid-high tier episodes than this one did.
Yeah.
This had more mid, but not really a bad thing. I still think it held up very well, and it matched fairly evenly with the second half.
Yeah. Yeah, overall, first and second half, I think they're roughly comparable to each other. There's no real, I don't think there's any way for me to, say the second half is better or vice versa.
Yeah.
Because they both had their share of a handful of lesser episodes, a handful of really great episodes, and a lot of episodes are they're pretty good. I think overall, though, as the entire season, I think Season 4 is actually still the best so far overall.
I will echo you on that one.
Although that's not
like
saying
season
season 5 is
4.
bad or anything. It's just season 5 has a couple episodes that aren't as good. It's actually season 5. Anything is more comparable to season 2 in that sense that there's like a handful of that's not so great and a lot of really good ones too.
Yeah.
So it's right back to that. Whereas season 1 was overall very straightforward and there's not a whole lot of deviance, but it's all pretty good.
Yeah.
Season 2 had a lot of highs and then a couple lows, and
It had a fairly somewhat large dynamic range.
then season 3 was a thing.
Well,
Season 3,
was
like
a
the
thing.
first half of
Holy
season
crap.
3 was really good, and then the second half had a lot of controversial stuff, and I'll leave it at that. Season 4 was overall for us just really good, just way up there, like raised the bar, and then season 5 came back to season 2 standards again.
Yeah,
Just
or either
lots of
season 2 or somewhere between season 2 and season 4.
somewhere.
So,
It's
somewhere in
it's
there.
like a slightly better. It's an improved season 2.
Yeah. I know a lot of people didn't like certain things of season 2,
I know.
and I don't think they were quite as bad as people thought, but it
There
still
it
had
is.
its downsides.
So yeah, overall, it was still a very enjoyable season. It just had a couple episodes that kind of held it back from being the greatest ever, like I think season 4 was.
Also, I think season 4 had one particular higher high
Yeah.
than season 5 had at all. So, yeah, it holds up with the rest of the show.
Yeah, it's not like it's a bad season.
Oh no, it's a good
Nowhere
season.
near that.
It's definitely a good season.
It just had a couple missteps that season 4 didn't really have, in our opinions. I know a lot of people disagree with that, but
Yeah, I think if I had to rank them by season, I think 4 then 5.
probably
4 or 5,
2,
2, 1, 3.
I would almost put one on the bottom just because of it's the kind of the one.
Well,
It's
one,
not
1
meh,
and 3
it's
is,
more I think 3 had a couple higher points for me, particularly the first half of it.
3
but
had some higher points, but had some much lower points. Season
Again,
1
depending
was
on who you ask.
Yeah, but there's also, if you want to include the nostalgia factor.
Yeah, there's
season
that.
1
Because I noticed a
did
lot of
have
people
the
put
nostalgia
season
factor.
1 way high just because they're so nostalgic for them. It's like we go back and watch them. A lot of those episodes are nowadays would be kind of ranked right in the middle of everything.
Yeah. Nostalgia goggles. It's like
Already.
beer goggles.
It's been
but
5
legal.
years.
It has
That's
been.
enough time
Wow.
for nostalgia to start setting in.
Yeah, tell me about it. I think that's about the overall one.
Overall,
What we
yeah,
can say
it
about
compared
overall.
well. It didn't there was no significant drop in quality like animation or anything like everything. The songs were all still
yeah,
held up really well.
songs. Definitely, songs hold up. In fact, I think if you would just consider the songs, season 5 would definitely start pushing above season 4.
I think the only way you can really say is season 5's second half suffered a little bit just because we came back from the hiatus into a middling episode.
Yeah, that
right
was
off the
a pretty
bat.
hard one on season 5. So, to dig more into season 5 in general, and what we thought about individual episodes, if you remember during last break, we went over the first half and we listed which ones they were.
Go check that out if you want a refresher.
You should. We're not going to talk about those episodes. We're going to
Super
mention
in depth.
them.
We're going to mention them.
We're going to mention them, but we're not going to go into depth because we already did before. Go listen to that episode. So if we want to rank, just say all season 5 episodes. Now that we've seen them,
for our purposes, that's 24 because we're going to merge the two parters.
yeah, we're going to merge them because it just makes things easier. If we want to just go over them, say which one we think are the worst.
Worst to best.
Worst to best. I guess I'll start off. I'm going to say we have a new worst.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say What About Discord is the bottom of the season.
Yeah. I remember when we first watched What About Discord, I said Princess Spike was still worse, but I kind of really thought about it a lot since then. And it's like, no, What About Discord had a lot of disappointing things in it.
Yeah.
Just the weirdness of the characters, Twilight is an annoyance of everything. It's just, it sucks too for me because I put it at the bottom too, and it's like, it's a Twilight episode basically, and
yeah,
blew
it does suck. It was a tough one there too, but I mean, when you look at Princess Spike, we said it was just kind of boring.
it was
and
boring.
bland.
It was another
but it
bad
was just
Spike episode.
Spike just being Spike, just not a good Spike
This was
episode. We've
just
seen
this. The
before.
problem with this one was just again,
This one had all other actual problems.
it was
There's
annoying. It often got annoying, and
Yeah.
it just did too good of a job of putting you in Twilight's shoes to the point to its detriment.
Yeah, I think it just missed on a lot of technical problems where Princess Spike was just kind of boring.
And writing was just all over the place, and the only good, real, as we said, only the real good parts for the most part were animation jokes and not writing jokes.
Yeah, so that is why What About Discord takes the bottom slot.
I would actually take it as far as to say it's one of the worst episodes of the entire series. It's way down there.
Yeah, I don't want to try and make a list of the whole,
No,
whole thing.
no,
We're not doing that.
Yet.
But it is not. It's not that high on the list, that's for sure. So yeah, What About Discord takes the bottom for both of us.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it is immediately followed by Princess Spike.
Yep, same here.
So,
We already explained that one.
Yeah.
Again, just bad. This is just another Spike episode.
Yeah. After that, I would actually put Brotherhood Social right after Princess Spike.
Mm-hmm.
It is third on the overall list. It's just,
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about it in that episode. It just was not up to par.
Yeah,
I
I
think.
again agree with you with this one. Brotherhood Social for me was just the problem was it was just the same joke repeated over and over again, and this like it got boring and tiresome.
Being
And
a dead
the only
horse with a
salvation
stick.
for it really was that final scene.
Yeah, it had a really, really good ending scene, but was not enough.
That was enough to get pulled from the bottom for me.
After that, I personally put the old episode Appaloosa's Most Wanted.
Hey, what do you know? So did I.
So did you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we already went over then. It was
one of
it was
those
kinda
lesser
just a,
CNC episodes. It was kind of a reversion to the old CNC episodes, which were universally declared kind of boring.
Yeah, it was just boring. That's not horrible, just boring.
Only good spot, troubleshoes.
Yeah. After that, I put another old one, Lost Treasure of Griffinstone. Came after that.
Interesting.
Although I will say, up to this point, things start getting hard on placement.
You should have seen him fretting.
Oh, I was fretting. A lot of these, I might put them one after another, but
And then
like I
change his
said-
mind 3 minutes later.
yeah, I might change my mind. And if if someone disagrees and says no, they should be the other way around, I won't actually say they're wrong. This is how close they're starting to get. But yeah, I put Lost Treasure of Griffinstone.
Yeah. For me though, I put at number 20. This is number 20. I put Canterlot Boutique. For me, this was our return to season 5, and this was just kind of that was it. Okay, it was just a rarity episode that just didn't totally missed a couple of its marks, and just the boutique thing of overall is it just didn't quite hit.
Yeah.
It just was not. It was a lot of boring stuff in it.
Yeah. For me, I put Canterlot Boutique next, right after
Number
Lost
19?
Treasure, for pretty much the same reasons, but I think it wasn't that quite down there. But like I said, these at this point for me, you can start swapping them around almost. But yeah, for me, next one is Canterlot Boutique.
Yeah, for me, number 19, it was Hearthbreakers.
Hearthbreakers.
I put it down that far just because it's like I think, as I said before, I think I put the other Hearthwarming Eve episode as higher, as a better episode overall. I think this was still a pretty good one. It's just there was a couple like dead spots in the episode per se, so to speak. But there was some entertaining stuff. It was nice to see the Pinky's family and all that stuff. It was nice to finally have personalities for all the sisters. But there's just enough dead spots for me to go, yeah, it's kind of low.
Next up for me is actually Castle Sweet Castle. Yeah, so that's an old one. I already discussed it. It was good to follow through, but there wasn't a huge amount to it. It's like, okay, yeah, this is kind of neat. Whatever.
Yeah, I put Lost Treasure of Griffinstone here. That was just it was just Dash centric one, so it just was.
I actually put it down because it wasn't that Dash centric.
Yeah, it was
mainly
Dash
Pinky.
and Pinky for me. That was kind of a big problem, just because as by this point in time, I've kind of lost a lot of interest in Pinky as a character, and she kind of started going down my list of characters. So that's why.
Yeah. After Castle Sweet Castle, I put Hearthbreakers here. Because yeah, it wasn't super good. It still had enough little pieces here and there that I thought it brought it up to this point. Seeing the Pie family again, and there's just funny little gags here and there. So I thought that's why I put this one up.
Yeah. For me, number 17 was Scaremaster, the Halloween episode. The problem was, it was, again, I think it's a Fluttershy episode, so it's kind of Fluttershy's being a buzzkill the entire time, which kind of puts it down. But at the same time, there's a lot of funny bits with, part of it was just Dash being Dash, in the sense of just kind of speaking her mind and not thinking about it, being tactless, and that was funny. And the bit at the end where being terrified by Fluttershy was entertaining, but it just kind of, for me, it just didn't quite hit a lot of the high notes I was hoping for from another Halloween episode, but it was still entertaining. Again, we're at that weird point of there's a lot of these episodes where they're not bad, and there's a kind of frankly big gulf between, I guess, the bottom 3 and the ones after that.
Oh yeah, once you leave the bottom 3, there's a big jump, and then they start getting really close together here. Alright, so after Hearthbreakers, I put Bloom and Gloom after this one, because, yeah, like we talked about it then, but I thought it had enough points in it to put it above some of the others.
At 16, I put Rarity Investigates. And this was where things really started to get tough for me at this point. So this is where a lot of things can almost start to switch around. Rarity Investigates, I think, again, it's just, I liked it a lot, actually. And I liked a lot of the noir stuff in it. It was a fun little mystery thing. And you pick up the clues pretty quickly and figure out who did it. But it was still a fun one, but it's just, I think there was a lot of stuff later that was better. Even though, again, this was still really good, and I'd still highly recommend watching this episode. It's just not as good. We're at that point.
Next up is my number 15. I put it Made in Manhattan.
Ah.
Right here. It was, again, like these ones, all these new ones around here, all almost the same. But it was good, but again, it was just kind of, okay, it was good. It was a moderate episode, so that's why it's going here right almost smack dab in the middle, because it was a moderate episode. It had its good points, but it didn't, really excite me all that much. So,
right.
Bam, right here in the middle.
For me, 15, Castle Sweet Castle. So I put it significantly higher than you did. Just because it's Twilight. So
yeah, you had 3.
Yeah, it was Twilight, and I liked it. It was nice and sweet, but it wasn't the best.
The next one up I had for number 14 is Scaremaster. So where I put this one, I'm not as opposed to Fluttershy as some people are. I don't think she's quite as boring. Although this one was an interesting one. The first half of the episode was kind of, could be better, but the second half was really good. So I think those two things kind of balance each other out, and again, put this one near the middle, but the ending was enough that it caught my interest more than Made in Manhattan did.
Right. For me, for 14, I put Bloom and Gloom. I think as this one that's just kind of, I don't know what, this one just kind of hit me in the right. I like the dream sequences. I liked at the end it got kind of trippy, so that's where I wound up putting it pretty high up, almost all the way up to the halfway point.
Yeah, I also had that really cool looking pony.
Yeah, that too.
Up next, I put the old episode, Make New Friends But Keep Discord.
Yeah,
so this one's still going. It had its, for me, I remember that one, it had its up points, but for some reason that episode did not quite catch me the way it caught a whole bunch of people. So this one's still here sitting around the middle because it still hasn't caught me.
Yeah, so for me, so this is rounding off our bottom half of the list, number 13, Party Pooped. This was the one with the yaks, and yeah, it was fun. It was kind of fun. It was kind of nice, some nice bits, but it just wasn't enough to get it to just something so much better later on.
My number 12, we're starting to come out of the halfway point, but not. We're
at the top half of the list.
We're cresting the
We're at the top half of the list.
Yeah. I put the Hooffields and the Colts.
Ah.
That's where I put this one. I said there was some great parts, but I mean this was one of the key episodes, not a key episode, but key as in important. It's one of the map episodes. But it was a tried and true story that's been done a whole bunch of times. I liked how they did it, but all right, yeah, it was pretty good.
Number 12 is why I put Made in Manhattan. This is where I decided to put it. I think for me it's just Applejack and Rarity, just being Applejack and Rarity, and all that entails Coco's return and all that stuff. And I also love the multiple Peanuts references.
Yeah,
and it was just a fun little episode, which is kind of heartwarming at the end.
It was. Like I said, this whole middle section
also helped to destroy the head canons a lot of people have about Applejack's hat.
Yeah, she's not that attached to it. After Hooffields and McColts at number 11, I put Party Pooped. Yeah, that's where I put the yaks because they were funny.
Yeah, they were funny.
They were funny. But they didn't get higher because it did get a little bit long in the tooth, but not that bad.
11 is where I put Make New Friends But Keep Discord. So we swapped those. Yeah, this for me, this was just fun because we had the Smooths and Discord and Tree Hugger.
Yeah, I still don't know why it didn't catch me as much as it caught other people.
And the Shining reference.
Yeah,
all those things. I liked it enough. It was great. It was actually the better Discord episode of the season.
Yeah,
by a significant margin.
Significant. After Party Pooped, I put the one where Pinkie Pie knows. This is where I put that one. The whole... It didn't get higher for me because it is Pinkie Pie.
Yeah.
This wasn't a bad Pinkie Pie. I think this was fairly well done for being Pinkie Pie. It was good. It was better than some of the other mid-tier ones, but I still think it was somewhat around mid-tier. So that's where this one goes.
Yeah, we're in top 10 territory now.
Yeah, this is number 10.
Yeah, for me, number 10 was the Who Feels and McColts. It
Feels
just
and McColts.
slipped in there. Again, Twilight. I liked also a lot how the Who Feels and McColts were portrayed. I just liked the goofiness of everything.
They were really goofy.
I like that sort of absurd, just they're fighting for the stupidest reasons, and it just keeps escalating in ridiculous ways. I just like that whole thing. And I also like the references to previous episodes as well, like with Twilight freezing everyone else. They actually blatantly referenced Castlemania.
Yes.
So that was my whole thing, and it was fun.
It was. All right, at number 9, I put Amending Fences.
Ah.
That's where I put that one. And we talked about that one before. It was a nice episode. It answered a whole bunch of things and did very, very well. So that's why this one's here.
And number 9 for me was Thanks for the Memories. I put it right there.
That's where you put it.
Uh-huh. It wound up. It was a fun episode, but the more I thought about it, it's like, yeah, it's Dash. That doesn't help it. And the song was like, I know a lot of people love that song, but I'm like, how many of us actually remember it now?
I do.
Except for you. I don't remember it that well. But it was fun. And I think of course, I still think the best line was, "Winter is coming."
Winter is
Thank
coming.
you, M.A. Larson.
Thank you, M.A. Larson, for that
Thank
one.
you, for real.
And you can't forget the other one. Applejack cries on the inside.
Yeah.
I do. It's true. All right, for number 8, I put the main attraction. Main attraction. Now, really, at this point, trying to mix old episodes with new episodes, these are getting really, really difficult. There wasn't a huge amount going on in this episode, but Lena Hall, new character. I love the way they handled the character, and holy crap, that song.
Yeah.
That was an absolutely amazing song. So here it is, number 8. It gets lower on the top ones because there wasn't a huge amount else to this episode, but yeah, it's up there.
Yeah. For me, I put number 8, I put Crusaders: The Lost Mark. This is one of Amy Keating Rogers' finest works, and I still only put it at number 8.
Yeah.
It's hard. I think for me, as part of it was one of the songs was a little iffy, and I do admit that towards the end it kind of got the pacing got a little scattered towards the end, but overall I really still enjoyed this one, and it was just I guess the big thing for pushing it this high was simply the Cutie Mark Crusaders finally got their cutie marks, and that chapter is closed and we can see a new chapter finally, and that was the big thing.
All right, so the next one at number 7, this is where I put Rarity Investigates. I put it a lot higher than you because this was a really, really tough one for me on placing it. Because, I mean, I don't like Rarity, but I do like Dash, but I don't like Rarity and Dash. So I had to try and put aside some things and say that, yes, this episode, even though I don't like Rarity, it was put together very well. The storytelling and writing in this episode, and yes, the faces and everything, the way they did it was just really, really good. And I have to put aside my dislike for Rarity and Rare Dash shippers. It's not shipping. I have to put it aside and say, yes, this is still very well done episode.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm actually surprised you put it that high.
Yeah. So am I.
Considering I put it so down to number 16. I really enjoyed it. I put it down to number 16.
It had Dash in it.
Yeah. I probably would.
So that definitely helps it.
Or hurt it in my case.
Yeah.
Anyway, number 7. That's where I put the main attraction.
All right.
Number 7. Basically, I'll be honest, the spectacle and Just a Pony is what carried it all the way here for me. Those two songs.
Those were amazing songs.
Yeah, those carried it here. I mean, if you look outside of it, it's actually would probably be actually way closer to like
would be
somewhere in
mid-tier.
the low teens.
It would be mid-tier without those songs.
But because of those two songs, those were so phenomenal on their own that I wound up putting it way higher. And it was just interesting, and also just, I guess, for me, just the interesting thing of, oh, hey, look, we're going to see a little bit of Applejack's past again.
Yeah. Next up, I put the Cutie Markless. If I remember from the first half, that one wasn't all the way up there for me. So this one, of course, didn't start out that high to begin. Well, it started out really high, but not number one or anything for me. But this is where I put this one. So.
Okay. At number 6, I put the one where Pinkie Pie knows right there. I put it way high, and that's
way high.
Yeah, which is surprising again because I've kind of said that before that I'm not as enthused about Pinkie anymore. But GM Barrow did a really good job with her, and
a good Pinkie.
Part of the reason it gets so high was simply put, I laughed so hard at the Shining Armor scene when he sees.
Oh yes, that was amazing.
I laughed so hard at that right there, just. Anything else, it doesn't matter. That right there was so entertaining for me. It just got it up to number 6.
Yeah. That is why it made it into the top 10 for me.
That one scene the whole episode overall was just so funny.
Yeah.
It was Pinkie Pie in her element. Well, sort of. She actually was out of her element, but she was in her element.
Yeah.
You know what I mean.
Darn MacGuffin screwing us up.
Yeah. But it was so well done, and that one scene made me laugh so hard. That's why it's at number 6 for me.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Top 5. This will be fun. Number 5, I put Do Princesses Dream of Magic Sheep. Luna being awesome and that amazing dream sequence. It held high through the first half, and it is still going to hold high through here. So that's where I put it.
Interesting, because first time around we put them in different places. This time around, Do Princesses Dream of Magic Sheep is where I put at number 5.
Number 5.
It was, again, just that's closing that chapter of Luna's life of her, just this self-hatred and the not forgiving herself and all this stuff. It was just a really well done. The last third of that episode in particular is just amazing.
Yeah. And, Princess Big Mac.
That was the negative for me, but whatever.
Yeah. Number 4. I put Crusaders of the Lost Mark. This is where I put this because it just is so important. And I thought it was, it had some pacing issues here and there. Near the middle end section, it get a little bit weird in pacing, but it was just so important. And I love the way they handled a lot of the other things. Yeah, they sort of redeemed her. A lot of people didn't like that. I think it's perfectly fine. I like the way they handled it. They gave her some backstory. The main song.
Yeah.
Because it was 3 songs, but one of them was a first and second half, a reprise. And that one, the one they started off with in the ending song, was just amazing. And I repeatedly get it stuck in my head just out of the blue. And that's why it's up here. Them getting their cutie marks is just so important. Here it is. This is why I put it at 4.
Yeah. At 4, I put Slice of Life.
Slice of Life.
Yes. It was the big 100th episode. It was crazy and stupid and fun.
Amazing.
And again, the only knock I had against it was this way too much Doctor Who's.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it was just stupid and fun to watch. In the good stupid.
Yeah, this is a good stupid. For number 3, I put Slice of Life. For those pretty much the same reasons. It was just awesome, and I like Doctor Who, so having Doctor Who's wasn't a big downside for me. So that's why it still takes number 3.
Yeah. For me though, number 3 was Mending Fences.
Mending Fences.
Yes. Twilight's big, not premiere or finale episode. But it was just a nice, heartwarming thing of her reconnecting with old friends she left behind. And inadvertently hurt, not even thinking about it. And it was just a really nice and heartwarming thing. Overall, I just really liked it.
All right, number 2. Number 2, I put the cutie remark. I put the finale here at number 2.
Oh, wow.
Like I said,
over
these I cannot get over myself because now you already know what I put at number 1.
Yep.
My number 1 hasn't changed. My number 1 is still Thanks for the Memories.
Yep.
But number 2, the cutie remark, it was a very good finale. It was well done. I will say it. I already talked about in last week's episodes my thoughts on that, and I actually argued against some of your downsides of it. I thought it was really well done, but my bias, and yes, I will say this is just completely because it was Rainbow Dash. Thanks for the Memories still took number 1 for me. because I loved the song in that. And it's just Dash, and it's confirming headcanons, and that's why it held its spot at number 1 for me. So those are my last two. What are your last two?
At number 2, I put the Cutie Map / Cutie Markless. That was the premiere.
That was your
I
premiere.
put it there. I've already explained it was because it was so different, and I still like that. And this is a weird thing for me because it's a weird thing because I've said before it's the best premiere and all this stuff, and then I hear it put number 1 the Cutie Remark. I know last week I said that I had a big long thing about what I didn't like, but those in comparison to the good stuff kind of paled. I liked it. It was Twilight. It was time travel. I mean, I love that stuff. I loved seeing the alternate takes on Equestria, these what if scenarios. I loved so much of that episode. And yes, I know I already said the pacing issues, the standoff thing. That was stuff I didn't like, but even with that, it was just so well done. I think it was the best episode of the season. Episodes, I guess, of the season. It just was a really well done way to cap off the season. Even had a pretty good song at the end too.
Yeah, it did.
And I know a lot of people were really upset about Starlight Glimmer being a good guy now. It's like I never really saw her as a true bad guy before. She just got upset. She got really hurt and then just kind of overreacted, and then she went off and tried to do the same thing Twilight was doing, except in a really horrible fashion because she got hurt so bad.
Yep.
So it's weird because I was like saying, "Oh yeah, this is the best premiere for Cutie Map," and then I go off and say, "Oh, season 4's finale was still better than season 5's finale." And
season 4's finale is good. I don't think anything
because
can top
season
that
4's
right now.
premiere was pretty good, but I still think season 5 is better. And but still, the finale was just still really well done overall.
It was
just
very,
again time
very
travel
well done.
stuff and whatnot. It was real fun for me.
So there you have it. Our thoughts of the entire season 5.
Yep.
That was quite the list to get through. So
Hope you weren't bored.
hope you weren't too bored.
We made a list.
Hopefully you can. Yeah, we checked it.
Then triple checked it.
Yeah.
And Spike got a cramp in his claw.
Or maybe we should have quadruple checked it. Some of us should have. Yeah, but you don't need to know about that. Anyway. So yeah, that's a wrap up basically for all of season 5.
Yes.
Next up, we do have fan content.
No.
Yeah, we do. I've got 3 songs. So the first song I have for you is Friends Are Always There For You, remixed by Spectra. One, it's a really bouncy, happy hardcore remix. There was a very similar one done by Join the Herd, who I featured last week, but I decided that this one's better because I think the vocals came through a bit clearer. But yeah, I like it. It's bouncy. It's happy. It's just pretty well done.
Yeah, bouncy, happy hardcore. Why isn't it called happy core?
It's happy hardcore.
But why isn't it called happy core?
Because there's already one called hardcore.
But why not happy core?
I don't know.
Anyway,
because
it was bouncy. It was a bouncy kind of thing, kind of in the vein of Fuzogs.
Sort of, yeah.
Sort of, not quite the same. Definitely not the same, actually. Vocals. It's funny. You said it had a better, clearer vocals than that other version you said. I found sometimes vocals kind of got overpowered by the music.
I say this one's clear because the other one, it was more of a mixing issue.
Well, I think this is still a mixing issue because
maybe I still think the other one was a little bit lower.
Well, that's kind of. I'm like, wow, that must be pretty bad then. But another thing I want to note, around the 1 minute 50 mark, it starts to feel, actually the music starts to feel like Mega Man music,
which is usually a good thing.
Yeah, it's great. It's just kind of interesting to hear that.
Yeah, apparently this is the first happy hardcore style that Spectra's done, so did pretty good for first time.
Yeah.
Next one I have up is The Spectacle, remixed by Sayonara Maxwell. This one's a bit interesting. I wasn't expecting it. It took a somewhat heavy-hitting song and made it harder. Very, very much harder. So, but I liked it. I think it changed things up enough because it didn't just rehash the same song. It changed things up, extended it out, but I think it kept things interesting in the way it did it. So that's why this one is here.
I will say the intro is very interesting. Remember, that caught my attention.
Yeah.
This was interesting. The slower tempo, it's got a slower tempo than the regular song, which it kind of makes it stand out in a sense, because usually people go the other way when remixing. They speed it up. No, he slowed it down a little. Not a whole lot, just enough to you can notice it if you're listening for it. Yeah, like I said, though, it's a very heavy song. So it's very interesting. Enjoyed it, actually, a lot.
Yeah. The last one I have, and this one I was kind of tossing up a bit whether I should put it in here, but I decided, what the heck, we'll do it anyway. This is Watch the Sun by Forever Freest.
Oh, my eyes.
Look around and think you'll be alright. And other times you don't know how you'll make it through the night. So if you're feeling down and skies are looking gray, start to wonder what to do or even what to say. Never mind the stormy clouds that cover up your eyes. Stand alone but never fail to watch the sun rise.
It's an acoustic song. It's ukulele. Yeah, got the ukulele, so it's got kind of almost that Hawaiian feel, but it's a nice, happy when things are looking down.
Yeah,
look at the highlights. Watch the sun.
What about the ukulele?
Huh.
Yeah,
we're not
ukulele.
Selfish. But yeah, I like it. It's just got a nice, happy message, and it was just kind of nice. I mean, it's not perfect, but it was nice.
Yeah. Yeah, ukulele. I'm expecting Tiny Tim to start singing. Yeah. Although, speaking of singing, though, I think some of the vocals did kind of, like, the main vocal kind of clashed with the background vocal a couple times. They didn't feel like they quite harmonized. There's a little bit of discordance here. Yes, I'm very, very particular with my language here.
Yeah.
Otherwise, though, it was a kind of a nice, light, happy song.
Yeah.
So it was interesting. It wasn't my favorite. I think my favorite though was the Spectacle remix.
Yeah.
So that was fun.
Yeah. So that's the songs I've got. So do you have a fanfic?
Oh yes, I have actually quite a little bit to talk about.
You have quite a bit to talk about. So let's try and get through this.
First off, I'm gonna go with the featured. I have a new fanfic. I almost didn't do it. Almost didn't. But it's called All the Myriad Ways by Doppler Effect, and it's apparently his first fanfic.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. It's it's an interesting concept. It's what if one of the futures Twilight saw during the finale wasn't really that bad? What if there was actually a lot of positives this future? Sure, it's still bad things happen, but overall things seem pretty stable and happy. And then the kind of the moral question of what do you do at that point? And it was actually pretty interesting. What I really liked, though, is how he ended it. I don't want to spoil it too much, but the ending I found really interesting just how he did it.
Yeah, for this one, it's like, it wasn't bad. I could, when you said it was his first, I can see it. It's got the little things here and there. It's not bad, but it could definitely use a little bit of improvement. Just general writing, just the thing where it shows inexperience.
Yeah.
So that kind of brought it down for me. I like the fix where it makes you think. And this is one of those, though not quite as much.
It's not super heavy.
It's not super heavy.
But it would be, if you think about it, if you were in Twilight's shoes, that would be a significant moral conundrum.
Yeah. Overall, I thought it was all right.
Yeah. There was another one very similar to this, but I didn't like it as much just because it had a very, very heavy Doctor Who's thing thrown in.
Yeah, anytime you have time travel involved, someone's going to...
Yeah, it's just kind of that's always been a pet peeve of mine, so when that showed up, I was like, that's shot, that fic is gone.
It's all wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey.
So yeah, that's my new fic. I liked it enough. It's one of those, hey, why not? This person shows promise, and they started off with a pretty interesting idea. So there's that. But anyway, I have updates, 4 updates, because all of a sudden a whole bunch of stuff just updated all within like 3 days of each other. Start off, Fractured Sunlight, that updated.
As usual.
As usual, and we'll update again shortly after we record.
Yep.
And it was just the main human 7 going to the beach.
Yep.
There's that. Another Cup of Tea, Madam. another chapter. That's an old one. It was just kind of more fluff, just Sweetie Belle roaming around Camelot Castle. Nothing particularly special about it. I still think I stand by my assessment of the first chapter was the best part, and at this point, I'm not sure why he's still updating, but there you go. Nothing bad about it. It's just very light. Sunset Shimmer, the mysterious mare duel, that just updated with a new chapter.
I haven't read it yet.
I believe in this. This was basically Sunset and Trixie meet for the second time. Apparently, they have a history.
Oh.
So there's that, and plus a bit at the end, which is like, ooh, things are getting crazy. And finally, Apple Bloom Transform and Rollout also updated with a new chapter, which is I'm trying to think.
I remember how the one before this ended, so I'm a little
more
curious.
fighting and stuff.
I haven't read this chapter yet.
A lot of Apple Bloom trying to figure out things, and a kind of a new development for her. And also, I've noticed a lot of the names of the ponies are very familiar. A lot of these extra ponies, they're very familiar. Yes. So
familiar to you or familiar to me?
Familiar to me.
To you, so they're Transformer based and stuff.
It's interesting. I'm not sure what he's doing with them, but I want to see where it goes from here because I'm very, very interested now.
Might just be using names because, hey, why not? And they don't have any significance.
I know. No. The names he's using, there's definitely a reason. I swear, because these are pretty big names.
What if it's just one big troll on the
If it is, that's okay, cool, but it's still kind of interesting because just in general. But yeah, that's actually what I got.
All right.
So a bunch of stuff updated randomly out of nowhere.
Yeah, and I haven't had time to read them all. So, yeah, that's it. That's fan content. That's all we have for this episode. So, I guess we can wrap things up, unless you have anything else to add.
Nope.
Let's wrap this up. If you liked what you heard and you would like to listen to more, you can find all of our episodes, past, future, present, at pony411.libsyn.com. Remember, that's LIBSYN. So go there, read our little descriptions, and download, and all that sort of fancy stuff. You can also find us on iTunes. Just search for Pony411. Subscribe to us there and have it all auto-download. You can also find us on Stitcher, Stitcher.com, or you can use the mobile apps. Find us on that. You can also find us on YouTube, youtube.com/pony411. Go like, subscribe, and comment on our videos there. We also air on Ponyville FM every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern.
Well, now it's going to be every other
Now
Tuesday.
It's going to be every other. We also are listed on Ponyville Live. Whenever we update on YouTube, actually, we'll pop up on Ponyville Live as well. So if you follow them, you'll see us there.
Mm-hmm.
If you'd like to contact us, you can email us. We are pony411podcast@gmail.com. You can also find us on Facebook, facebook.com/pony411. You can also find us on Twitter. We're at pony411. So email us, tweet us, send us messages, go like us on Facebook. Do whatever suits your fancy. We like suggestions and comments and stuff like that. Or if you just want to say hi.
Hi.
Do that. We're there. You can also follow us on our personal Twitter accounts. I am at Alca7raz with an underscore at the end and the 7 instead of a T. And he is at Nemesis Prime 1.
Yep.
So go follow us there.
I tweeted about Psychonauts too. What a shock.
What a shock. Yeah. That's it.
Yes.
Bring us to the end of the episode.
We're a week in the hiatus.
Yes, 1 week into the hiatus. Hope you liked what you heard.
Yes.
We will not be back next week.
Week after.
Yeah.
Again, bi-weekly.
We are in bi-weekly mode, so...
Other stuff is coming, though.
Yeah. Stay tuned to our previously mentioned social media, and we might have something else next week in lieu of a podcast episode. Maybe.
Things are still in flux.
But until you hear us in 2 weeks, please remember, pony responsibly. See ya.
Bye.